Hi everyone, welcome back to Indies News Corner. Indigo Diamond here with the latest drag news. Today is mainly going to be just drag race related about the latest episode of season 15. But before we get into that, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and tell me down below, how are you enjoying season 15? Personally, I think it's really good. I'm really enjoying it. There's lots of highs and lows, even like episodes with like Daytona Wins Part 2 where I didn't particularly like the challenge. There were still some highlights from that episode, so no episode's been just like, oh god, what is happening? But today's episode was the lip sync Lollapalooza. So I think they just wanted to put it in here this time. I know maybe they just put it in there last time as well. It was just a case of they were like, oh, you know what? Now's a good time to do it because everyone did really badly in the last challenge. Because in season 14, the lip sync Lollapalooza was essentially almost like a punishment for the queens doing so badly at Snatch Game. Um, but Deja got to sit that one out because she was the only one that did well at Snatch Game. This time it's kind of branded as RuPaul going, you know what? There's a lot of you queens I haven't seen lip sync yet, and I really want to. So here we go. So yeah, it was an interesting way to just kind of like throw it in there. I do quite like this though because I like being able to see, you know, a lot of the queens lip sync. I know because we do get to see them, like if they get to the finale, obviously they lip sync there, and if they don't make it to the finale, we've most likely seen them lip sync because they've been eliminated. But I don't know, I kind of like being able to see like a range of just kind of like, oh look, here's what they can do for these sorts of songs. I know going into the episode, everyone was really nervous about having to go against like Sasha and Anitra, which I can understand. You know, both are really fierce competitors, so well, fierce lip syncers. So I can understand that. But yes, it was an interesting episode. I really enjoyed watching it. I liked seeing an episode of just lip syncs. I do kind of wish. I think that if we'd have the longer format already, because I know we're going back to the 90 minutes, but we're not back there yet because it's like the beginning of March. So we've still got, you know, the rest of this month to go before we get there. But um, yeah, first round. So Bruno has the sort of like a tumbler with balls in with each of the queen's names on. Runs that around, and then he ends up picking Malaysia. So Malaysia, Baby Doll Fox is the first queen to lip sync. Now Malaysia gets to pick who she's lip syncing against. Now she's kind of looking up and down, see, and then she ends up saying she's going to pick Marsha, Marsha, Marsha. Now it does come up later that people probably picked the ones they thought they could take to begin with until it got to the point where it was like you have to go against someone you don't really want to go up against, like Jax, Sasha, and Anitra. And you know, Marsha is very annoyed by this, and I think rightfully so because it's a case of, well, you've not seen Marsha lip sync, you don't know what she can do. So you know, she did a bit of like ballet lip syncing in like the first episode, but I don't, you know, doesn't really, you know, it's not really a good representation of like this is what she could do in a lip sync. So Marsha gets to pick the song. They lip sync against each other, and Marsha wins the first lip sync. So Marsha, Marsha, Marsha is now safe, and she's going on to the next episode. Malaysia Baby Doll Fox, however, has to go to the back of the stage, and she'll be lip syncing again in round 2. So the next lip sync, I believe, if I'm remembering this correctly, it was Lucy LaDuca that got picked, and she picked Spice to go against. Now, you know, that's kind of like one of those ones where it's like, oh yeah, you know, Spice, you know, you don't really think of her as like a lip syncer, so, you know, it makes sense to go and pick her. Spice gets to pick the song, they lip sync against each other. Honestly, it was quite close. I do think that Lucy did win the lip sync, but I do think it was like a close call. It was a bit of a more difficult song to do. It was a Joan Jett song, so yeah, it wasn't necessarily Lucy's like forte, I think, with lip syncing, but I still agree that she won. Up next, I think it was Lux Noir London got picked. She picked to go against Selena Estites, and Selena, it's the ones that I remember getting picked. It's All Coming Back to Me by Celine Dion. Now, Selena went the comedic route with this song, and this was one of those songs where I was like, oh god, is she gonna go comedic? I'm not sure like how she's gonna do it that. Because when she said, oh, I'm gonna pick the ballad, which is unexpected for me, I thought she was just gonna do like a ballad, like a lip sync. But no, she went the comedic route, and honestly, I preferred her lip sync over Lux's, and so did the judges. Lux looked pressed when she got told that she hadn't won that lip sync. Yeah, awkward. But yeah, Selena ended up being safe in the first round, which was nice. I'm trying to remember who's left because I can't see and my brain is going blank, which is why I usually have my cards with me, but I didn't sort them out today. Who is left? Who's left? Jax, Sasha, Anitra. I feel like I'm missing someone. Who am I missing? Who am I missing? Who am I missing? So they didn't have a three-way. Or did they have a three-way lip sync? No, it was in round 2, wasn't it? Three-way lip sync was in round 2. So who am I missing? Jesus Christ. Who did Jax have to go against? Why can I not figure? Oh, that was right. Jax went against Mistress Isabelle Brooks. Wow, that's awkward. Yeah, so Mistress went up next. Mistress got picked next. Mistress said, did the Willow move from season 14 of I'm going to pick the person who's going to pick who I think is going to pick the song I want. She picked Jax. Jax did pick the song that that Mistress wanted, which was great for Mistress. Now, I think Jax did a good job of this lip sync. I do, however, agree that, well, I think personally that Mistress did win the lip sync. I feel like she felt it a bit more. Now, Mistress was declared safe and Mistress goes back, but the other girls are very shocked that Mistress is safe. They were like, we watched the lip sync, we thought Jax had that, soz, well, not even really sorry, they were just kind of like, yeah, we don't agree, we thought that Jax won, and yeah. Mistress was just kind of like, well, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel, but, I'm the one that's safe. And, yeah, I mean, I think Mistress won, but it's difficult as well, because from what I saw, I think Mistress won. I didn't see the whole lip sync, because they had to edit it down, and they never show us the whole lip sync in the American seasons anyway, so. But yes, and then this comes down to the final lip sync from round 1, which is Sasha Colby versus Anitra. This lip sync was amazing. This was probably my favourite lip sync so far this season. And honestly, so Sasha won the lip sync. She got told that she was safe. I don't disagree with that. I think Sasha did an amazing job. Honestly, I think it should have been a double save. I think Sasha and Anitra both should have been told that, they had won that lip sync, because both did a fantastic job. I couldn't have picked between the two of them. Both did amazingly. But yes, unfortunately, Anitra goes down into the second round of lip syncs. So, second round starts. Malaysia gets picked first again. It's like they're just like, and she picks Spice. Now, I'm like, okay, yeah, makes sense. Out of the people you've got left, Spice is probably the one that you want to go against. And then Spice picks a song that she's like, I'm pretty certain that Malaysia doesn't know the words to this song. And I'm like, okay, that's a smart way to play this game, And I thought that until like the first couple of minutes of the lip sync when Spice comes up in the confessional and goes, you know what, I've just realised I don't really know the words to the song either. I was like, oh, so neither of you know the words to the song. And it was an okay lip sync. It wasn't the best, and honestly, I think part of that was probably because neither of them really knew the words. Malaysia gets called safe from this lip sync. I would agree based on the lip sync itself. You know, if neither of them really know the words, I guess you go for like the movement and that of the lip sync, and Malaysia did better in my opinion. So Malaysia gets declared safe. She goes back and is fine. Next, we have a three-way lip sync between Lux, Anitra, and Jax. Now, they saved Lux in this lip sync, and I like Lux. I really do like Lux. Not necessarily who I would have picked. I probably would have picked Anitra to stay, but hey, it is what it is. I'm not picking the show. I didn't see the entire lip sync, but from what I saw, I would have picked Anitra as safe for this one. But Lux gets declared safe. She can go back and be annoyed at the fact that she didn't get through on the first lip sync, but she got through on the second lip sync. Now, round 2 is done. We go to round 3. There are 3 queens, and RuPaul declares there is a twist. Yes, not all 3 queens will lip sync. So they roll the thing. Anitra's name is picked out, and RuPaul says, Anitra, you get to pick one of the other 2 queens to be safe. And it's like, oh, that's awkward. Oh, that's really awkward, because whoever she picks to go safe gets through to the next episode without having to do that final lip sync. But then she's also got to go up against that other person that she didn't pick, who's probably going to be a bit peeved that they weren't picked. Now, for me, I would have saved Jax, because I would have been like, I want to get through, and I could probably take Spice in this lip sync. But Anitra turns around and goes, I'm saving Spice. And it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because I suppose if it's like, oh, I kind of want a fair lip sync, it's like Spice is the smart choice to send back, because it's like, oh, well, she's probably not going to be able to do too much against Anitra, and, you know, if Anitra goes up against someone like Jax is known as the, you know, the gymnast. They do lots of flips, tricks and stuff like that, you know, so that would be a lip sync, whereas against Spice it'd probably be very one-sided. So I appreciate it on that aspect, but on the other aspect, I'm sat there going, Jax has already lip synced and stayed twice. It's like, and you saw what she did in her talent show. It's like, I probably would have saved Jax and then gone, oh, it's fine, because, you know, at least this way I'll get through. But she saves Spice, and Anitra and Jax have to lip sync against each other. Now this is, it's a good lip sync, you know, they lip sync to the song finally. Both do a very good job. And it is declared at the end of it that Anitra is given the win, which I'm very happy about, because I do really like Anitra. I think she's very good at what she does. I think she has the stuff to make it to the end. Jax, I feel like, needs a bit more growth. I feel like if Jax, like, I would love to see Jax come back as a lip sync assassin on a future All Stars. I'd even like to see Jax come back for a future All Stars. But I think it's one of those things that it's just not quite their time yet. Which is fine, you know, it happens. But yeah, I think now was the right time for Jax to go. I think Jax kind of like done all they could. But hopefully we'll see them back on a future All Stars. You know, even just as a lip sync assassin would be amazing. The awkward thing is watching the Watcher Pack in for Jax with Michelle Visage. Jax said that if their name had been picked, they were going to save Anitra. So, but you know, Jax said they didn't hold any like bad feelings or anything about it. So it's always nice. But yes, yeah, sad to see Jax go, but it's the name of the game. Someone had to go, and unfortunately, it was Jax this time. Next episode is going to be a ball, so that's going to be interesting to see how the likes of like Spice does. I mean, Spice managed to do the design challenge last time, but you know, they were working as a team, so she might have got some help. I don't know. And it's a ball, which means there's 3 looks in total. One you make, and 2. Well, usually one you make, 2 you bring from home. So, you know, it could be that maybe the look she makes is okay, but the 2 she brings just don't hold up with against what everyone else has brought. Also, with down to top 9, so there's still. I mean, you know, RuPaul said like this episode was the halfway point. There's 9 girls left, so she's got 8 girls to go against, and they're all quite good at what they do. So I don't know. We'll wait and see. Hopefully, she won't have a bad outfit. I mean, even if she ends up going home, at least you know if she had a good outfit, she could be like, hey, you know, I still did alright though in the design challenge. I don't know. Leave me a comment down below. How did you feel about this episode? Do you agree with Jax going home? Who do you think is going to struggle next week? Who do you think is going to do well next week? I mean, you know, someone like Mistress might do well. Lux did very well in the last design challenge. I couldn't see her doing well again. But yes, leave me a comment down below, and until next time, I will see you guys later. Bye.